Look, I think it's very important to make sure we are articulating, maybe not with 100% exact accuracy line by line, but we do have a football team here and a roster, and they play certain positions, and there is a depth at which that has to take place because you can only put in 11 at a time. But I'm glad we were able to get that out and circulating.
Did you know the Minnesota Vikings haven't won a Super Bowl in their entire 60-year history? Well, that drought might just be coming to an end. In this video, we'll look into the Vikings' recent draft picks, which could turn this franchise into a serious contender. So let's kick things off with a quick recap. Last season wasn't exactly what Vikings fans were hoping for. With a 7-10 record and missing the playoffs, it was a bit of a letdown. Now you might be thinking of Kirk Cousins. Well, it looks like the Vikings decided it was time to turn the page on the Kirk Cousins era. Don't get us wrong, Cousins is a solid quarterback, but the Vikings management probably felt it was time for a fresh start. Let's talk about their first round pick, JJ McCarthy from Michigan. We can already hear some of you groaning, but hold on a second, we are actually pretty excited about this pick. First, McCarthy is the size you want in an NFL quarterback, 6'3" and 202 pounds. But it's not just about size. This kid has some serious skills that could make him a perfect fit for the Vikings' offense. McCarthy's arm strength is truly impressive. We're talking about a quarterback who can launch the ball 50+ yards downfield with ease. This deep threat capability is going to keep defenses honest. Safeties won't be able to cheat up to stop the run or intermediate routes because they'll always have to respect McCarthy's ability to go deep. Well, let's talk about those tight window throws over the middle. This is where McCarthy really shines. In college, he consistently demonstrated the ability to fit the ball into small spaces between linebackers and safeties. That's a skill that translates incredibly well to the NFL, especially in Kevin O'Connell's offense.
He's already improved so much. I can't say enough about the job Josh and Grant and really the other quarterbacks, Sam, Nick, and Jaron are doing as a support system for each other, and really 4 guys in that room on totally different places in their quarterback journey, but yet all running the same offense.
O'Connell's system is all about creating mismatches and exploiting the middle of the field. They're designed to get playmakers in space. Now, imagine Justin Jefferson running a crisp route over the middle with McCarthy threading the needle between defenders. That's the kind of play that can turn a 5-yard completion into a 50-yard touchdown. Speaking of playmakers, let's not forget about Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson. Addison's route running ability, paired with McCarthy's accuracy, could be a nightmare for opposing defenses. And Hawkinson, a tight end who can stretch the seam, is a young quarterback's best friend. McCarthy's ability to hit these tight windows will allow Hawkinson to feast in the middle of the field. But here's what really excites us about McCarthy: his mobility. We're not talking about a Lamar Jackson type runner here, but McCarthy has enough athleticism to keep plays alive. He can escape pressure, roll out, and still keep his eyes downfield. Think about it. How many times have we seen quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen make incredible plays on the move? McCarthy has that potential. He's not just going to take off running at the first sign of pressure. Instead, he'll use his legs to buy time, allowing his receivers to get open downfield. In essence, McCarthy's skill set is perfectly suited for the modern NFL and specifically for the Vikings' offensive scheme. His arm strength, accuracy on tight window throws, and mobility could transform this offense from good to great. And in a league where offensive firepower is king, this could be the difference between making the playoffs and making a deep Super Bowl run. Now, we are not saying that McCarthy is going to come in and be the next Patrick Mahomes right off the bat. He's only 21, and like any young quarterback, he's going to need some time to develop. But here's the thing, he's landed in a pretty sweet situation. He's got creative play caller in Kevin O'Connell, who can design an offense to suit his strengths. He's surrounded by elite talent in skill positions. And let's not forget, the Vikings also went out and signed Aaron Jones to beef up their running game. And that last point is crucial. A strong running game takes a lot of pressure off a young quarterback. It opens up play-action opportunities, keeps defenses honest, and generally makes life a whole lot easier for a rookie signal caller. Oh, and did we mention the Vikings have a pretty solid offensive line? McCarthy should have a decent production and time in the pocket to make his reads. Now, we know some of you might be skeptical. After all, first-round quarterbacks are always a risk, but here's something else to consider. McCarthy is a winner. He led Michigan to a national championship, and that winning mentality is something you can't teach. Even if McCarthy doesn't set the world on fire right away, we think he's got a good shot at being at least a solid game manager who can help the team win games. And on a rookie contract, that's incredibly valuable in today's NFL. But enough about offense, let's talk defense too, because the Vikings made some serious moves on that side of the ball. First up, we've got to talk about Dallas Turner. When this guy fell to the 17th pick, the Vikings didn't hesitate. They traded up to snag him. Turner is only 21, but he's already got the physical tools to be an elite edge rusher in the NFL. This guy has freakish athleticism and a ton of potential. Now he's in the hands of Brian Flores. If you're not familiar with Flores' defensive schemes, let us break them down for you. He loves to get creative with his pass rush, using stunts and unexpected blitzes to confuse offenses. With Turner's athleticism, Flores can line him up all over the field. He might rush from the edge on one play, then drop into coverage on the next. That versatility is going to give opposing quarterbacks nightmares. But the Vikings didn't stop there. They also added Jonathan Greenard and Andrew Van Ginkel to their defensive line. Rotate these guys with Turner, and suddenly you're looking at one of the most potent pass rushes in the league. Now let's talk about the secondary, because the Vikings made a sneaky good pick here too. Somehow, Kyrie Jackson fell all the way to the 4th round, and the Vikings pounced. This guy was expected to go in the 2nd or 3rd round. Jackson is a great size for a corner, 6'3" and 195 pounds, and he has the athleticism to match. At the combine, he ran a 4.54 40-yard dash and posted a 36.5-inch vertical. But it's not just about physical tools. Jackson's skill set seems tailor-made for Flores' defense. He's excellent in zone coverage, which is a big part of Flores' scheme. He's also not afraid to get physical at the line of scrimmage, disrupting receivers' routes before they can even get started. Now, we know what some of you might be thinking, that it's just a 4th round pick. How much impact can he really have? But remember, this is a guy who was projected to go much higher, and if he plays up to his potential, he could be an immediate contributor to the defense. So what does this draft class mean for the Vikings? Well, on offense, they've got a young, talented quarterback with a ton of upside. Elite weapons surround him in the passing game, and a strong running game to take the pressure off. The offensive line is solid, giving him time to operate. On defense, they've added some serious firepower to their pass rush. Dallas Turner could be a game wrecker from day one, and he's got support from other talented additions. The secondary got a boost too, with Kyrie Jackson potentially stepping in as a day one contributor. When you look at the big picture, it's hard not to get excited about this Vikings team. They've addressed their biggest needs in the draft, and they did it with players who seem to fit perfectly into their schemes. Now, we are not saying that the Vikings are suddenly Super Bowl favorites. There's still a lot of work to be done, and we need to see how these rookies adjust to the NFL level, but they are going to be a team to watch this season. They've got the potential to be explosive on offense and disruptive on defense. That's a combination that can win you a lot of games in this league, and in a division that seems up for grabs, don't be surprised if the Vikings make some noise. And there you have it. That's our deep dive into the Minnesota Vikings draft class and what it could mean for their upcoming season. We've covered a lot of ground, from JJ McCarthy's potential impact on the offense to the defensive additions that could transform their pass rush. Remember, the NFL is always full of surprises, and that's what makes it so exciting. Teams can go from worst to fit in a single season, and draft picks can exceed all expectations. The Vikings have certainly put themselves in a position to potentially do just that. As we head into the summer months and training camps start to open up, keep an eye on how these rookies are progressing. Their development could be the key to the Vikings' success this season. So what do you think? Are you excited about the Vikings draft class? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Your engagement helps us create better videos and keeps us motivated to bring you more NFL goodness. So until next time, keep your eyes on the Vikings, because they might just surprise a lot of people this season.